Hello, my name is Raven, and I've played Minecraft for well over a decade. I've played many different versions, such as Java, Bedrock, Console Edition, Pocket Edition, and throughout all my experiences over time, there have been many features that I thought should be added. Full disclosure, I mostly play in survival, but I do have a fair bit of time in creative as well, and I think it would be fun to make a video talking about all the different things that I think they should add to Minecraft, some more important than others. The first thing on the list of things I think they need to add to Minecraft is more functionality to the bookshelf. Now, this has been in the game for a very long time, and ever since I first saw it, I thought it must do something more than just exist. Unfortunately, it doesn't. And this was even more upsetting to me when they added the lectern, when they had a perfectly good block to add functionality to. They could have allowed it to store books, but, that's a little bit redundant now with the lectern, but I still think there are things they can do to this. Such as they can add some type of redstone signal, such as how we have chest and trap chest. That could be really cool. I could see that being used in a variety of builds. They could add different styles for the different wood types. I do realize it has a little bit of functionality with the enchanting table, but I believe it can go beyond that. It would be beneficial to give this block an additional functionality, I believe, or just some type of cool detail. The second thing they need to add to Minecraft is non-stackable item sorting, and let me explain. In Minecraft currently, you can make item filters that sort stackable, but you can't currently sort, at least not easily, non-stackable items. And this is really disappointing, especially if you spend a lot of time making storage rooms like me. It's nice to go in and unload your inventory, but you gotta watch out for those non-stackable items. These include equipment, swords, shields, totems. There's a lot of things that don't stack in this game, and it's kind of disappointing that it's not easy to auto-sort them. This could be done in a variety of ways, but the way I would like to see it is some type of block that you can place down, not as big as stackable item sorters. They can go through and sort it. Maybe you can toggle it or put something in there to sort that type of items. Now, I do realize this is a bit harder than stackable items because many of non-stackable items have durability, which I'm sure would add the complexity, and a lot of them have enchantments too for the gear. But I still think there should be a way to do this. Now, I'm not asking for it, but it'd be nice with some type of interface that would allow you to easily select what you want and how you want it. I'm not talking about something super complex like mods do. Just some way to store our non-stackable items automatically would be nice and really help with Minecraft's storage issue. The third thing they need to add to Minecraft is hostile mob detection. Okay, let me explain. I want some type of redstone device that can observe when a mob is in an area of so many blocks. And I want to be able to output some type of redstone signal. And this could be used for a lot of fun things. Like, for example, you could make a detection system, something that warns you when you're under siege. You could have some type of automatic defenses set up. And then there's other things this could be used for. This could be used for mob farms that could go a long way. Now, I realize this might be a little bit overpowered, so I think this should be a really expensive item we're talking about here, something to give it a little bit of counterbalance. And I want this to be specifically for hostile mobs, so no non-hostile mobs, such as villagers, any of the animals, golems. Now, this does bring up a good question. Would this include neutral mobs? So things like Endermen, when they look at you, zombie piglins when you don't hit them. Just some things to think about. I don't want this to be too abused for farms, because I realize it's already really easy to farm a lot of things in Minecraft. And the last thing on this is, I do realize in a lot of cases, there's actually a way to do this creatively. You could use something like an iron golem or a snow golem, which tends to attack most hostile mobs. But I think streamlining this would be really cool. The fourth thing they need to add to Minecraft is unique chest and leg enchantments. And let me explain what I mean by that. So the helmet and the boots both have unique enchantments, such as Aqua Affinity, Depth Strider, Feather Falling, etc. You know what I'm talking about. Things that change gameplay, and not just raw stats. And I think that should be added to chest and leg. And I believe they plan on adding one for legs in the wild update. But I think they need to add a lot more. And let's be honest, this is kind of an excuse for me to talk about a bunch of the enchantments I want them to add to the game. So let's go through a bunch of them. Not all of them are realistic, but I think they could be cool. You could go on either. First one up is Anti-Phantom. And what I mean by Anti-Phantom is something that extends the duration until the phantoms show up. So right now it's if you don't sleep for 3 days, phantoms show up. Well, maybe we can get some type of enchantment that pushes that to 4 days, 5 days, maybe even a week. I bet everyone would like that. Another one that many mods like to use is some type of tombstone, something that stores your items. And I still think your items should despawn after a limited time, but maybe not explode everywhere. Maybe they can be in a nice little package. That way you're not running around looking for them. Another one is maybe some type of reduced hunger or increases hunger saturation. I think this could be a really nice utility enchantment that could go on either. Then there are plenty of combat related things you could add to this. I'm not really sure what I would want specifically, but you know, whatever you think would make for an interesting enchantment. And the last one is maybe some type of enchantment on specifically your pants, where when you crouch, you become invisible, maybe for a short time or duration. I think that could be really cool. Now, as you may have noticed, some of these are borrowed from other games, but I think they could have a really good home in Minecraft, and it's not limited to these. Any type of grounded enchantment, I think, has a place here, but not to get too overpowered. I think you should have to pick from any of these or any others. Make me decide which ones I want. Don't let me put all these on here, but make all of the options important, not really bad. Like Bane of Arthropods is compared to Smite or Sharpness. Give me good enchantments that make me decide what I want on my armor and allow me to justify it. The fifth thing that they need to add to Minecraft is seasons. Now there are two ways this could go. The first way, the harder way. So this is the more ideal way, but kind of like everyone dreamed, some type of seasons for each biome that changes. Doesn't make the game too hard, but adds a lot of interactivity stuff, such as specific resources that you can only get in some seasons. Now, I don't know if this has a place in regular survival. Maybe we can make another game mode for it, as unlikely as that sounds. But stuff that would change the visuals, would change how you play, how you think about it. This is, like I said, pretty big. It would add a lot to Minecraft. This would be not even an update on its own. This would be a set of updates that seek to rework how we think about survival Minecraft, or, you know, that way of gameplay. Let's be honest, survival Minecraft isn't really much of a survival mode. It's just what we've come used to. But just imagine it. You go to different biomes, and you get everything there, and then you come back maybe later on throughout your world, and you find different stuff there. And I think this would go a long way to making the worlds feel less static and more dynamic. The second way, and the much more likely way that I think would take less work, it would still be a major undertaking, don't get me wrong, but it would be less work, is mostly just a visual change. And this is something that maybe even could be toggled on or off if we don't like it. So imagine you go to different biomes, much in the way the leaves work, and throughout, I assume there would be 4 seasons, it just changes visually how the biome looks, maybe how the water reacts, maybe how the bark and the trees look. You know, there's a few different ways you could go with this, but I think whether it be option 1 or option 2, adding some type of season system to Minecraft is what it needs to feel like a more dynamic and interactive world, whether that be the full rendition of features that you could add or just some visual changes. These are 5 things over the years that I think Minecraft needed to add. Some of them are smaller than others. This isn't everything I think Minecraft needs, but you know, these are some things that have been at the front of my mind for a while. You might not agree with them, but I think they would round out a few of the edges in the game. But even without them, I think Minecraft is a great game that I love.